This is not a message for everyone. This is a transmission for the starseeds, for those of you who know or suspect that you are something different, something unusual, not of this place. These are the messages for you. Don't expect anything here to make a lot of sense. Everything is entirely paradoxical and is for you to interpret and for you to discern what is true. The 4 types of feedback are a critical tool to use in being in this world, and they are at the heart of what is the listening. The listening is the surrender and the view of relating to the world as your teacher, and how we orientate ourselves through this process of the listening is these 4 types of feedback. And I'm just going to go through them because it's very straightforward. And, well, at least 3 of them are. What is this feedback and what is the listening? The listening is where the world is your teacher and it is revealing the next step to take. How is it revealing the next step to take? Through the 4 types of feedback. So if you've ever been curious about basically what to do next, how to live in this world, like literally like, well, what am I going to do here? How am I going to make decisions? The 4 types of feedback. That's what it is. We're going to tune in. It's tuning in to the 4 types of feedback, which is the tuning in to the listening. And so this is going to provide you with a fantastic tool, these tools to orientate yourself and move and be in the world. I'm going to list the 4 types of feedback here, and then we're just going to go through each of them in turn. The first one is the physical. It is the body. The body provides you with feedback. You can feel it in the sensations and in your breath, in your heartbeat, and all those different aspects. The second type of feedback is in the mind, in the emotions. So it's the thoughts that you're having, it's the feelings that you're experiencing. And the third type of feedback is the world, is external to you. It is what is being revealed to you by the other humans and the world itself. And the 4th type of feedback, well, that's the cosmic one. That's where you start to receive messages, transmissions, whatever you want to refer to them as. So these are the 4 types of feedback. So basically the first one, the bodily feedback, is the most useful because the body doesn't lie. You can't fake it. It doesn't lie to you. You're either feeling fearful, frightened in your body, unable to move because you've got all this terror that's vibrating through you when you're facing a scary situation. Or maybe you're just feeling completely elated and happy in your body, and you're feeling excited as you're taking these next steps. See, your body lets you know. And so you can start to trust this. You see, this process of the 4 steps is about where to place your trust. Well, number 1 is place your trust in your body. That is the foundation. 100%. Your body doesn't lie to you and you can trust it. And why doesn't it lie? Because your body is nature. Your body is built from Gaia. It is your access point. You could call it your spaceship. It's your tool. It's your instrument of discovery. It is your instrument of truth. Because nature, Gaia, is truth here in this world. And your body, every single second, is revealing the truth of the situation. You can't fake it. Tune into your body and it will reveal the truth of what is going on. If you are having trouble getting up in the morning, if your body doesn't want to move, it's telling you something. If you are getting sick every day, your body is telling you something. If you're having a hard time getting into work, your body is telling you something. If you don't feel like kissing or making love to your partner, yes, your body is telling you something. There's many ways your body is revealing the truth of the situation, of what your body wants. It is revealing what is going on. And you keep telling yourself not to listen. You keep overriding it with your mind, with your thoughts. So your mind and your thoughts. Now, while that is the second step of feedback, and there can be truth in there, but that is also the most deceptive of the 4. Now, it is definitely a useful agent, a useful mechanism, a useful instrument for discerning and being in the world. That's why you have a mind. That's why you have these emotions. So they are very useful, but they are very tricky because of all the toxicity and the programming. So because you've been grown in a social structure that is full of deceit, your mind itself has soaked up all the lies and all the programming that wants to get you off track. So if the very basis of your mind is programmed to lead you in problematic directions, creating dramas, if everything is kind of skew-if in there, how is that going to be a good vehicle, a good instrument for revealing the truth of what to do? Well, it's not. So you have to detox. You have to cleanse the mind. Only once the mind is sufficiently cleansed and detoxified does the mind then become a useful instrument for feedback of the truth. It's always giving you feedback, don't get me wrong. The mind and the emotions, that is actually the main type of feedback that everybody's listening to. And their mind is actually like a receiver. It's like you tune in your dial, and the thoughts are being broadcast to you. All these thoughts are being broadcast to all the humans, and we'll get into maybe where they're coming from later. You're thinking that they're your thoughts. Well, they're not your thoughts necessarily, maybe even not at all, because there is no you. So because they're being picked up by the mind, and you've been trained in believing that they are you, you're thinking that you need to trust these thoughts because you're thinking that they are your thoughts. You're claiming ownership. The identity is always claiming ownership. It wants to claim ownership of the body. It wants to claim ownership of the thoughts. It wants to claim ownership of the emotions, and it doesn't own any of them. They are just arising. Everything is just arising. The sensations in the body that are revealing the truth of what is going on, they are just arising. The thoughts that are arising in your mind, they are being broadcast, and they're just arising in your mind. They're not coming from you. But because there is so much negativity in the world, so much deceit, so much of an agenda, a program that is driving everybody in a very particular direction, I would recommend that you do not trust a lot of what is going on in your mind and with your emotions. It wants you to be stuck. It wants you to be full of fear. It wants you to take the safe, in inverted commas, road. It wants you to play safe, to not take risks, to not be bold, to not live a joyous, happy, adventurous life. It doesn't want you to do those things. And so it's very hard to discern what is the truth. And often there are so many competing points of view. Have you ever noticed in your mind how there's these different angles, these different, one moment you're thinking something and the next minute something else, because of the different broadcasts. You see, it's designed, the situation here of being alive in this particular time, in this particular world, is beaming different thoughts at you so that you can have a sense of confusion, a sense of unease. And so there's drama within the mind and the emotions, and then this plays out into the world. So while this is a ground of feedback, be very careful with what you're listening to. Now, the body, on the other hand, it doesn't lie, because it has come from nature. It has come from Gaia. Your body has been built, the blood and the bones and everything in your body is built from Gaia, and she is the truth. And so therefore, you can trust what the body is telling you. Lean more and more into that. Where are you leaning into to access what is going on? Lean into your body. And then the third type of feedback is the world, the outer world. It is all the humans. It is all the advertisements, the media, the roads that you're walking down literally in the city. It's the buildings that you go into. It's the cafes, the restaurants, you name it. It is everything. The third type of feedback is the world around you. It's the forest, it's nature, it's the ocean. And so it is the totality of the experience outside of your body. So far we've gone through the first type of feedback is the physical body, the sensations, the breathing, the bodily experience that you're going through. The second is the mental, the emotional. And the third is the outer. And so now the world is the teacher, as is the body. As is everything. Everything is the teacher, within and without. All of these three, so far, or all of the four types of feedback, they are the teachers. But as we know, there is a deceptive teacher at work in here, in the world. And so even in the world itself, there is deception coming that has been spread through the human realm. And so that is why there is so much confusion in the world, because of the constant media and the news. You see, they have to keep on pushing out this propaganda to get everybody off track. That's what they're doing in the third type of feedback. It's about ensuring that everybody is listening to the same kind of news, the same kind of music, the same kind of movies, getting everybody off track, not listening to themselves, not being grounded in nature, not going to forests and the ocean and hugging trees and being grounded and all of that. And so, however, it is still feedback. And once you start to tune into and look at life from this perspective, as though life is the teacher that is revealing something to you, and once you've made your prayer or prayers of what you want to align to, if you make prayers, if you say, I want to align to the truth, or I want to align to Gaia, I am here as an agent to assist Gaia in returning fully to life. I'm here to bring about life in this world. If this becomes your orientation, if these things that we're talking, if they are life-giving aspects that are filled with joy and positivity, then you are going to start aligning yourself in that direction. And then life will conspire to move you in that direction. And it will start to reveal what people might call synchronicities, or maybe others even call coincidence. There is no coincidence, because this whole thing going on here is a revealing magical experience that's moving you in a direction. It's only which direction. Are you under the hypnotic trance of the machine world that wants to use up your energy for its own end? Or are you awakening yourself? Are you opening your heart to joy and being integrated into the biological magical world? And is that becoming your compass? Because once you align yourself and speak it out loud and surrender yourself, see, most people have already surrendered to the machine world, to the mechanized system. They don't even know it. They're so much under the hypnotic trance of what's going on through the media and propaganda that they are under its spell. And so that's why they are unconsciously moving in that direction. But you can become conscious of the direction you're moving in, and you can start to awaken yourself and orientate yourself in that. And once you've done that, once you've grounded yourself in your body, once you've started to discern the different thoughts and emotions that are arising within you, and once you've awakened to the world itself and start looking for those remarkable synchronicities that you can surrender to and follow, wow, life will become so magical. You will be blown away by all the things that start opening up, all the opportunities that start coming to you. You'll be like, wow, this is like insane. I'm just flowing along, and look what keeps opening up. Amazing opportunities, amazing deals, amazing places to go and stay and live, and people to meet and adventures to be had. That's what starts happening. That's what's been happening to me non-stop for the last 6 years while I've been living like this. Just wow. You know, it's like surrendering and flowing. It's all about flow. You're just going on this joyous ride that keeps opening up before you, and you recognize that, wow, there is no control. It's not me that's driving this. I've surrendered to a path here that's unfolding and opening me up to so much positivity. If that is what speaks to you. Otherwise, well, I wouldn't recommend going down the other path, which leads more into the darkness and the trap of being enslaved to the machine world. Move more to that which is joyous and fun and delightful. And as you do that, then it's quite possible that the fourth type of feedback will start to speak to you, will start to whisper to you. And that fourth type of feedback is from the magical realm. It is where you start to receive messages. Direct transmissions come through to you, and they start to point you in a very amazing direction. Once you've opened your mind up, potentially maybe cleansed your pineal gland, as some people refer to it, your third eye, or there's different ways you opened up your heart, whatever works for you, whatever languaging works. Once you've aligned yourself to that, and now you've opened up to receive messages, you can tune into that. But always be very aware, potentially even careful, because there is so much in the psychic realm, so much in the magical realm, that is also of both the darkness and the light. And the darkness is very curious about the light. And it is moving in this realm here in the human society with its machine consciousness. And it seeks complete dominion here. And so be very careful with whatever thoughts you're having or whatever transmissions you're picking up. Always test them out. Always see, is this really positive? Is this really life-giving? Is this really leading me to a joyous experience? Because if you're receiving messages and transmissions and feedback that when you test it out is literally assisting your life with being more positive, is assisting those around you that you're living with, depending upon you, you're depending upon them. If you're seeing a direct correlation with positivity from the actions that you're taking, from the feedback you're receiving, then for sure, that is something to have confidence in. You can start to feel aligned and confident with the messages you're receiving because you are seeing directly the positive impact in your life and those of others. So this is how you start to open up to the listening and receive the messages that the 4 types of feedback will open you up to.